So you're welcome on. I know we didn't give you much warning about this one, but we do it on Thursdays anyway. Obviously not every Thursday because sometimes things crop up. So we hope you're all keeping well. And Tom and Lucy are here with us to take any questions you might have today.
Yeah, so this is the last of this kind of video we'll be doing for a little while. We do plan on carrying on the Trance Thursdays thing we've been doing, but probably in a different way, depending on what happens with TikTok. We might try that because that way we can invite people in and show a personal connection of some kind. So yeah, just a little bit earlier today.
Yeah, normally we do it in the evening, so you can watch it while you're having your tea. So obviously Jonathan will be coming through shortly, but we'll wait for a few of you to join first. Have you told them about any of the events, or anyone wants to know about the events that are coming up?
Lucy would know about them.
Yeah, so we've got some events coming up. On Saturday coming, we are at the Cullimer Spiritual Centre, which is in Basildon, Essex. We are in Coventry on the 25th of February. I'll be sharing the poster for that either later today or tomorrow because the tickets are now available for Coventry. And you'd need to contact them directly, but I'll be posting all of the updates in regards to getting the tickets on the website and Elaine's social medias as well. After that, we have 2 nights in Lancashire with Jo Bradley at her spiritual centre, which we're really looking forward to. And at the end of this month as well, Elaine is going to be back on the Jeff Mara podcast. So I'm guessing he will have that available on his YouTube channel at the beginning of February. And again, we will share that once that interview has taken place and he has that on his YouTube channel available. And I know he's very much looking forward to us being back, and I guess you're looking forward to being back speaking with him again.
Yeah, it was really nice on that interview. It's quite relaxed and just easy going, so I don't mind.
Shy Friend asked, will private readings be back open soon? There was quite a long list of people, wasn't there? So it depends on how quickly.
Yeah, we're working through the backlog at the minute. It's hard to give an estimate as to when we'll be back open, able to take new bookings at the moment. I'd say we are probably looking at least a month, maybe 2 months, but we are working as hard as we can to clear the backlog of the old waiting list, and hopefully we can get the readings back available for new bookings as soon as possible.
Christine, if you ask a question, we'll try our best to get to it when Jonathan comes through.
Yep.
Yeah, and you was going to mention about Emma, wasn't you?
Yeah, we'd just like to thank everyone who donated to our friend Emma. She's very thankful to all of you for what you've done for her. It's very kind of you all to do that. So we are really thankful. So what was it we raised for her?
£3,470.
Oh, we've done so well. So thank you so much, everyone. It's really appreciated, and we do hope that she'll get better. Obviously, it's awful what she's been going through, and it's hard with a young baby and everything. So, I'm sure she'll thank everyone personally on her page. I don't know if she will or not. We leave it up to her anyway. But I've known Emma for quite a number of years now. She hasn't been doing her spiritual art like she used to. I mean, obviously you can still see it on her page, but she's on Facebook. And that'll be the photograph that you saw on the donation will be the photograph that I think that's on her Facebook, unless she's changed it. I haven't been on there for a few days. So anyway, thank you all. That's so kind and generous of you, and she would think the same way. So we've well, Tom has spoken to her family, and they're all really happy, and her mum too is overjoyed that she can at least get some help when the treatment is coming around for her, because it leaves her exhausted and she can't take care of the baby like she would want to. So her partner is doing whatever he can for her because he has to work sometimes as well. So yeah, thank you very much. We really appreciate that. And we also appreciate you all coming on here and giving us your support as well. So we do the best we can to reach out to you and give our little bit back to you all. Okay, so anything you two want to say?
No, I don't think so. Whenever you're ready, we can start.
All right then. Right, so if everyone's ready, if any others join, that's fine. You know, you're welcome to join us. Jonathan might already be speaking, but enjoy it and see you on the other side.
Hello, everyone. I am happy to join you. We have been waiting for you to join us today, and here you are. So I am waiting with bated breath with whatever questions you have to ask me. Of course, I will not be giving readings here, so I would appreciate it if you didn't ask for that. It is more of a personal thing, and I would say that any other questions asking that are sensible, then that is fine. I appreciate whatever you bring to us, and what we bring to you is our love.
Good evening, Jonathan. Oh, good afternoon, sorry, Jonathan. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, my dear. I think that you do get used to saying good evening. Yes.
It's lovely to have you with us again today, and thank you for taking questions again.
You are most welcome.
So we have the first question we have is from Judy, who says, energy wakes me most nights and I start toning and singing and it appears that I'm working. I've especially seen them to be working on ocean creatures. Can you help me understand it?
Yes, ocean creatures are very telepathic, very spiritual. You get the whales communicating, don't you? And the dolphins and other fish communicate with each other in more silent ways, but still telepathic. But I believe that you go there for healing from them, you see? And I do believe that you also travel about giving healing to the animals whilst you sleep. So you do a lot of traveling about, and that, when you wake up tired in the morning, you have been astral traveling and doing things for others in the night, you see. So yes, you do help others in your sleep.
Question for Jonathan, please. We have here: how can we raise our consciousness on a daily basis? Love from Elaine in Ireland.
To raise your consciousness is to go within, and I would probably explain this many times. I don't want to become repetitive with it, but of course meditation, quietening of the mind is meditation, and doing that also will help you to evolve your connection with your higher self and the heavens. So meditation is a wonderful thing for the mind and the body. Whatever the mind is experiencing, so shall the body. It will respond to it. So if you calm your mind, you calm your body, don't you? So connecting to one's higher self is trusting also in the intuitiveness. If you have a gut feeling, they call it, don't they, or a pang of that feeling, then it is to be taken note of. So trust in the intuitiveness and trust in you.
Christine has said, I'd like to ask Jonathan if we all write a soul plan, life plan before joining Earth.
Yes, you certainly do. Yes, I have spoken about that before, and every soul plans their life before they come here, along with the other souls that shall commune with them in this life. Doesn't matter who you meet, you will all plan it, and it is not undertaken lightly. And one might say that when you go to a medium and they tell you of future happenings, and then they come to reality, that shows you that that is the absolute truth, that there is an afterlife, and that you plan your journey before you come here.
Carol Walmsley said, hi Jonathan, I am doing dowsing rods. Are they a good way to connect to spirit?
Wonderful. Energy is sound, sound is energy, and it doesn't matter if you can hear it or not. Sometimes an animal can hear a sound that you cannot hear. So they experience sound that you are not able to hear audibly, but they are. So tuning forks are a wonderful thing to use. And of course, they're very relaxing and can be used for healing as well, very much so. They can be used in all sorts of ways to bring balance to the energy within the home, to bring balance to the energy within the being, to bring balance to the energy with the animals, and everything. Yes.
Tetragrammaton Priest has asked, are there malevolent and benevolent ETs, and is Earth being run as a prison planet?
Well, it's not necessarily a prison planet, but I do see that your people in certain places do like to create some sort of rule and control. Now, if you didn't have anyone to run the place, it would be chaos, you see? And everyone would be looting and grabbing everything for free that they could. So there has to be some sort of situation to keep everything in order, doesn't it? But sometimes it goes a little over the top, and it becomes rather disconcerting for the others that are seemingly beneath them when they are not really. When you say about aliens and that sort of thing, I would say to you that there are outer beings, and a lot of you say that there are beings living under the earth. Well, yes, anything is possible, isn't it? Anything is possible, and there is negative and positive within everything. So there are negative and positive with those too.
Jared North asked, what is the purpose of evolving individually if you're one consciousness?
Well, the consciousness is the oneness, isn't it? You are the consciousness, and the other consciousnesses are as one with you all, you are as one with them. In the heavens, we are all connected. On the earth, you are all connected, but you lead your lives differently. So the oneness connection is actually beautiful because it brings great peace to oneself. So when you connect with that, you are bringing true joy to yourself. You are bringing healing and peace to yourself. You are bringing wisdom to yourself. You are in the moment. So I would recommend it. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah.
Thank you. Elliot has asked, just wondered if Jonathan has heard of or visited the halls of Armenti. Thank you.
I haven't, I cannot say that I have. I guess you would say, I have entered the halls of learning. If they wanted to name it as that, it doesn't need a particular name, but that would be the halls of learning, one might say. And yes, I have entered into that many a time.
Sylvie Young asked, hello, Jonathan, why would you see purple and green colours during meditation?
Well, purple is the most beautiful spiritual healing color. And that is the color of what you call the third eye, the pineal gland, isn't it? And the energy center of the green is the heart energy center. So I suppose that when you're going into that state, your areas of those areas of you, your energy centers, are being worked upon. Or if you are giving healing to another person, maybe their energy center of that color needs to be worked upon. So it's about connecting the heart and the mind, isn't it?
Evie has asked, hi Elaine and Jonathan, how do we know the difference between a guardian angel and a spirit guide?
The guardian angel has not lived earthly lives. They are pure light, pure being. And of course, the spirit guide will have lived earthly lives. So they are tainted with the lifetimes. And of course, the light beings, the guardian angels aren't, you see. They're pure light. And they are with you all of your life, as is the spirit guide. But that is the difference between the two.
Jan Abbott asked, can you please ask Jonathan to expand on the truth he speaks of for 2025? Can he be more specific?
Well, I will not be too specific, but of course, I have to rely on the medium in trusting what I'm going to say. But what I would say to you is 2025, there are a few of your planets aligning, I do believe, that I had spoken about before, but in the future, there will be more of the planets aligning, although you won't be able to physically see them because they are many light years away. I also see the part of the Great Awakening is going to be a lot more people waking up to reality and truth. Now, truth everyone will face. There is nobody that's going to escape it. It's your inner truths and overcoming your fears of these truths and uniting together to help others to do the same. So it doesn't matter who you are, where you are from, where you are going, where you have been. Everyone will face their truths. So, it's not about Yeshua coming out of the sky. No, it isn't. It's about him being in your minds and hearts, but also facing truth. And most people, one would find it hard to face certain truths in life because you feel perhaps ashamed. Well, don't be ashamed. Face it and try to overcome it. I do also see changes around certain governmental issues that are going to come about. I'm not going to be too specific with that, but I did say to you that some changes will come about and maybe for the better, you see, for the better. I do see that there will be others coming away from that area. And of course, there will be a great division of that particular party.
Diane has asked, hi Jonathan, is it possible for someone to pass away before they should have done?
No, you see, because I know that suicide is not a good thing. It's not seen as a good thing, but every single soul makes the plan to make an exit. And they may make an exit and have a near-death experience and come back, and they may understand that they appreciate life and they're going to move forward and believe things differently to what they were before they passed, and they will come back and it will change their lives. So they have a second chance at life, you see. And then others, you will all come back and have other lifetimes, of course, if you want to. So what one might say is, yes, I have been interrupted by somebody. Now, I don't normally do this, but I would say to that lady that there is a gentleman that is with her, and he is really trying to get through here, and he loves her, and he passed, I would say, 3 or 4 years ago, and he has been trying to send her signs, and I believe him to be a younger member of the family that is trying to get through. But yes, with suicide, I'm going to go back to that now, so he will step back a bit. With suicide, I would say it's not seen as a good thing, but if they had planned to make the exit with that suicide and they were going to stay over there, then that was their plan on how they would leave this world. So therefore, if somebody, for instance, if somebody has a vehicle accident and they passed instantly and they're only young, that was the way that they chose to make the exit. You all have an exit plan. And some will make an exit where they come back and have that near-death experience, and others will go on to home, you see. And so the ones that had the near-death experience will have two parting plans. You see, they will have that plan where they briefly go to the spirit realm and come back and change their attitude to life, and then they will eventually go home properly when they are meant to.
Yeah, if you did ask the suicide question, if you could reach out and just let Jonathan know if he's on the right track there. One moment, sorry.
Helen has asked, "Hi Jonathan, since we have free will, can we undo our soul contract that we signed before reincarnating? Thank you."
No, it's all prepared, it's all preconceived, the whole lot of it, every single last detail. You may think that you have changed it, but every twist, every turn, every change of mind, every little last decision is made by the soul because it knows what it's doing. So that it get to that point in its life, it would say, well, I have decided to take a different turn in my life. Well, the soul had planned all that before you came here. See? And you're just living it out. You are the soul within the being, within the body. So it's not the human. It's not the human that makes the decisions. It is the consciousness, the soul. It is. And that's the truth of the matter. Because the body is just a requirement for the soul. It is just this overcoat or temple that it resides in to make the journey in. So the body doesn't make any decisions. That is the requirement of the physicality in this world. Now, the ego doesn't make any decisions as such. It will have decisions about emotions and how it will feel and how it will express those emotions, but the soul knows the entirety of the journey. But you have amnesia, so therefore you rediscover it.
Go on ahead. Hey Jonathan, it's Shane. I just wanted to know, since the recent events in America, will there be a positive switch to the world itself?
Well, in some ways, yes, and in some ways, no. Again, there's always negative and positive, and there will always be people that have different opinions to that, and there will be other people that are, opposed to it, or some may like that decision that is made. You see, so you all have a difference of opinion, and one may like Sir Trump, and one may absolutely hate him. See, so, but I do believe some good things will be done. That things that will bring about somewhat of a temporary comfort. But the other issues are things are more expensive, so to speak. But I do believe some good actions will come from things. And again, it is all pre-planned. It is all layered, isn't it?
A similar question to that. LGT asked, is life pre-planned down to the millisecond or just major events?
It's all preconceived. It's all synchronicity. Everything. You may meet a person, you would say, oh, that was coincidence. I do believe. Because I'm going to have some doubt in my mind, I would call it coincidence. But it's not. It's absolute synchronicity. Yes, you will always meet the perfect person or go into the perfect situation at the perfect time. And even if it was going to lead you into something negative, and then when you came out of it and came to something better, you would say to yourself, well, if I hadn't been through that, would I be where I am today? Would I know what I know today? And there's that to think on about, isn't there? Yes.
And Tara asked, how can you stop people taking your energy? Thanks.
Well, I would say put a bubble of light around yourself, my dear, and don't absorb people's negative energy because it's their emotion. It doesn't belong to you. They're only maybe reflecting it to you, or if you feel that people's energy is particularly uncomfortable for you, either avoid them, and if you're not able to do, put a light around yourself. Wrap it around yourself. Doesn't mean to say that they're sinister or awful, but just protect your own energy with that light.
Carol has asked, can I ask, who is Karen who comes through?
Little Karen is Elaine's twin sister. She passed to the spirit realm when she was only a baby, when she was around about 9 months old. She had a disease of diabetes. And of course, in those days, I suppose they didn't know as a baby that she had it, but she was born with it. And the reason why Elaine doesn't have it is because she took the whole lot of it with her, so that Elaine would be able to live.
A lazy woman has asked, hi Jonathan, how do I get in touch with my spirit guide, please? I guess that could probably help a lot of people as well.
Yes, it would. Well, again, you can ask them to send you signs because we are very, very good at that. But one might say, don't go looking for those signs. Let them come to you, and you will just glance across one day, and a meaning will come to you, a picture, so a word, and so a line of music, an advertisement on a board. You see, so many different ways that it can come to you. And I have sent Elaine many signs, and will send many more, so to speak. But you can also ask your guide to be with you during meditation so that, you can ask them to come and speak in your ear should they be able to. And I'm sure they will in time. But I think the best way to communicate with them is through meditation, should you wish to. And if you're not wanting to meditate, then ask them to send you signs. I hope that helps.
Thank you. Just have a look through the questions. So, just wondering if you have any messages that you can give with regards to the coming year.
Yes, I think that was asked previously, wasn't it? Something of that nature. The coming year, I do believe that, a lot of people are sort of coming out and protesting about things. But I do believe that more of that will be happening, obviously, because of what is going on in many places. So that will come together. But I do believe there will be a worldwide connection of awakening. Not only a spiritual awakening. It doesn't mean to say that everyone's going to become a spiritual overnight, but it's looking inside of yourself and realizing how powerful that you are within. It's not power over another. It's your power within, who you are and where you are from and what you are capable of. So help each other along, won't you? And I would say that, as the gentleman, so Trump has come in, I will probably get opinions on this, but, it doesn't matter. Don't take it to heart because I'm just telling it to you and I'm reiterating that, some good things will happen and there will be differences of opinion with those things that have happened, of course. But I do believe a lot of truths are going to come out over 2025, right through until 2027, there will be a number of things coming to the surface that you probably didn't even realize were going on.
Carol Walmsley asked, "Can I ask who is Karen who comes through?" Oh, sorry.
Right.
So we got thrown off a little bit on
Oh,
on
yes,
there.
I understand, yes.
So I've got one from Natalie, who has asked, "Can pets send you feathers?" I got one for the first time today, and I'm thinking it was from my cat.
Yes, they can send you feathers. That's beautiful. And your cat is with you. I want to say Leo to her, too, because I believe there is a pet Leo coming into her life at some point. And the little cat will send you another little cat.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. I'm sure she'll probably be happy to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Got Jonathan, who created this world? I'm guessing that's a complex question.
Well, I guess you're going to say the Big Bang, aren't you? Not even we have the answer to that. But everything was made up of everything is made up of molecules, isn't it? It's molecular. Everything is molecular. Everything is energy. You see, we pray to a God, yes, but God is just a name that we give to that. And God is not a God, a man in a chair pointing a finger at you. That is energy, and it's all encompassing, all empowering, and everything is emanating from it. So I guess you could say God is the universe, God is everything, and you are part of that. Particles. You're made up of particles and energy, and you're multifaceted, and so is the universe, so is the heavens. So it all came together as one and started to gather over millions and millions and millions of years.
Nicole has asked, "Do our pets go to a different place on the other side, or do they stay with us if we want them?"
They stay with you. I ride my horse, Beauty, and my other beagles are there with me. I love them all. They are all with us. We're not segregated. We're not separated.
Evie Biram asked, "Is it okay to use a pendulum to ask questions about present and future happenings?" Thank you.
Well, I think a lot of people do, don't they? Just so one time it was quite a trend to move the dowsing to find out what the baby was going to be. They swing it about and say, well, is it going to be a boy or a girl? You've got to keep your hand very still in order for it to gather its own energy, so to speak. Otherwise, if one moves it, you don't know if you got the right answer or not. So dowsing forms of dowsing have been used for centuries. And even farmers did dowsing, They did dowsing on their land. So yes, dowsing is quite an old thing. And it picks up on energy. Yes, it does. So yes, it can be used for that.
Amanda has asked, "Jonathan, it seems like a lot of people are dealing with noise anxiety. Could you tell us why?"
Well, people are becoming more and more sensitive to energy. And noise, if it is loud, if it is an irritant, and if there's a lot of it around, a hustle and bustle, some people are very opposed to it. Others don't mind it. They can sort of look past it. But just treat it as a noise. Don't let it get inside of your mind and irritate you. Just put, again, like I said with the other gentleman, just put light around yourself and you will find that you will be a lot calmer. People are sensitive to energy. Some are, some aren't. But I understand that you are, my dear, and I think that when she goes home, she breathes a sigh of relief that she's in the silence again. So, I would recommend a trip out into nature sometimes, just to get away from it all and get into nature. That will help you.
Trudy Campbell asked, "Jonathan, is thought a divine gift, and if so, can we control our thoughts?"
Thoughts are your consciousness in ego, looking at it from ego. So you've got a consciousness, but you've got ego that is with it. You have the logic state of mind. You have the state of mind that comes in dream state that gives you information about what you need to do within your life in symbolic measures. So that's the subconscious mind. You've got the higher mind, but there's a higher consciousness, which is of the soul. So the empowerment of the mind is indelibly real. And what you think is what you bring to you, see. But again, the soul had planned it, so you're just reminding yourself, you're just getting deja vu and that sort of thing in your lives that will remind you of what you had chosen. But there again, don't dwell on negative thoughts. But then if you are doing that, maybe your soul had chosen to understand the greater depths of the negative thinking and the greater depths of analyzing thinking in order to understand it.
Michelle Brady asks, can we be a reincarnation of a previous sibling who passed before we were born?
Sometimes, yes. If that soul had planned to come back into the family that was existing on the earth, then yes, that is possible.
Jude and Fiona have asked, hi Jonathan, can you advise if crystals are good for healing and which ones would you recommend? Thank you so much.
Well, I do reckon, yes, they are good for healing. They're used in many ways. And, navigating what part of the body may need healing or what energy in the body may need healing. So I do recommend that rose quartz is the most calming one. And I do recommend that clear quartz is a very good all-rounder because that clears everything. That is one that does everything, you see, and it's a beautiful thing. It's clear, it's beautiful, it's transparent and absorbs quite a lot. So all of them are good for many different things, but I do recommend those two. Yes, I do. There's another one that is selenite. So selenite is very pure. It's very crumbly, very it's not very resilient in certain situations if you leave it outside. So therefore, it is more of an indoor crystal, so to speak. It is over time it can become very powdery, but nevertheless, it does work, and that is another one that is great for having around the home to bring about calmness and absorbency of negative ions. And another one is shungite. The shungite is one that dissolves negative ions around your computers and your televisions, etc., your mobile telephones, and it is good to have a piece of shungite there.
Helen Gren asks, Jonathan, can you give advice on how to get rid of bad habits, like eating too much or not getting things done?
Well, I would say, in life, do one thing at a time. Don't try and multitask, as they say. Do one thing at a time, complete it, and then move on to the next. And then you won't have your mind being overwhelmed with what you've got to get done and trying to get it done all at once, and getting yourself in a stressful state in your mind, being, moody. I would say just one thing at a time. Take your time. If anything happened to you, it will still be there, won't it? It's not going to go away. You see, resolve one problem at a time, you'll be fine. What else did he want to know? Would you repeat that for me, sir?
It was just bad habits like eating too much.
Yes. Well, overeating it's normally because, people, when you are young, they tell you to eat up all of your dinner. Don't waste any food. Food is expensive. Don't waste any food, so you force yourself to eat it all. And you think, well, if I eat it all, I won't be hungry, but I'll be terribly uncomfortable because my stomach will be overstretched and I will feel this uncomfortable bloating feeling. And I know then that I will have eaten too much. So eat small and often. That is better. And another thing I will say that I have said before is take a glass of water before your meal and then you won't eat so much food. And it will also help you digest your food much easier.
Missy Jade has asked, when souls are planning their upcoming incarnation, do they ever plan more than what they can deal with once they are here on the earth plane?
Well, some might see it as, well, I've bitten off more than I can chew, and I'm in agony, I'm in pain, I'm in this, and everything seems to be happening around me, and when am I going to be relieved of this pain? But some of these beings choose to go through the hardest of trimesters in their lives. They choose to have pain and suffering. And one might say, well, why would they choose that? Because the soul knows best. It would choose to go through something, and then perhaps if it did have a healing, could help others to overcome their pain, you see. by eating right and of course looking after yourself the best way that you possibly can, then that is going to at least make some difference.
Jared North asked Jonathan, who was Jesus?
Ah, yes. Jesus is beautiful. He came from a line of healers, you know, but they weren't particularly known about. So he wasn't a religious man. Religion was concerned with more with the people that were surrounding him and creating control. So therefore, a part of the biblical sense would be that he was pure in heart and full of love and wanting to give everyone healing. So he brought that with him to the earth to help people to be teaching them to connect their minds and hearts to the universe and all that is. You see, because that's what they are, and the fact that they could return as a soul to visit a loved one should they choose to, all of that was hidden away from the people. Yes.
Evie Baram asked, can pets reincarnate many times to stay with us on our life journey?
Oh, yes, they can, yes. They're very old souls, and they will give you nothing but unconditional love.
Emma has asked, I try to meditate and get easily distracted. How can I quieten my mind to stop my thoughts from racing?
Music. Music is the key to the functioning of the brain during meditation. If you listen to perhaps some binaural beats or whatever slow, repetitive beat would help you to relax and not concentrate on the ego mind, then that is going to serve you well.
Wu Jones asked, how do we improve our psychic abilities?
By believing in yourself, trusting in yourself, and trusting in the guide, and trusting in the heavens, and trusting in the universe. And of course, again, meditation, which I mentioned many times. Yes. And if you wish to join a development group, that would also serve you well.
And a similar question, Amy Harris asked, Jonathan, what do you think of crystal balls? Will it help improve clairvoyance?
Some people are greatly attuned to those. They can see things that others don't see. So if you feel that that is right for you, yes, I cannot see why it would not do any harm. It won't do any harm. It will help you in some way to develop and to learn to trust.
Clarita Santa asked, hi Jonathan, would you please decode the numbers 333 and 444?
Yes, I would say 444 is about you are particularly following your path and to trust in your journey. And 333 is very similar. It also indicates a turnaround in decisions sometimes. You see, you're following your path. Most of them will bring you a very much of a similar message to say that accept change and follow your path in life. And sometimes it will say that there are changes coming around your relationships, or with not only with your partnership relationships, but there may be changes coming around the relationships with your friends or parents, and changes around that. So there are very much messages within those, all of those. And 555 is about change and about accepting that change, of course. And the great old 1111 is letting go of the old and embracing the new and accepting the new and feeling comfortable within it.
Thank you, Jonathan. If we could end it there,
Yes.
so we could save Elaine's energy a little bit. And thank you. And sorry to anyone that we didn't get their question.
Yes, of course. I know I have another meeting with them tonight. So I will join you again soon, everyone. And may God bless you all. And have a wonderful evening.